Welcome to Strip Coverlet, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Ford, and we are here for a poetry discussion which will appear in two separate playlists here on the channel. Number one being the Poetry Discussion playlist. Number two being the Emily Dickinson playlist, a playlist of Emily Dickinson's poems. The poem in question today is one that I have not talked about on the channel at all, despite the fact that the Emily Dickinson playlist is approaching 100 videos overall. The poem in question is Luck is Not Chance, known as such, of course, because of its first line. It is a short poem. It is one that might seem trite at first. It's one of Emily Dickinson's lesser-known poems, probably one of her lesser-read poems. It is an Emily Dickinson poem that does not follow the standard of very strong first line that kind of wears out as the poem goes on, but it reads as such. Luck is not chance, it's toil. Fortune's expensive smile is earned. The father of the mine is that old-fashioned coin we spurned. Now, at first blush, probably, this poem seems to be a little bit trite, but that's not very Emily Dickinson-like, is it? To be trite. It seems to be something of modern wisdom, that luck is not luck is not our destiny. Luck is not what is prescribed to us by the stars, right? None of those things. It says that luck is not chance. It is toil. And that seems in line with how we believe things today. But that would be very simple, wouldn't it? That would be very easy. That would be very tip of the nose. Right on the nose. In fact, tip of the tongue, perhaps, is what I was looking for. And that's not what we get from Emily Dickinson almost ever. Emily Dickinson has a Hemi engine between her ears. So far from this poem, I think, far from this poem simply being, we create our own luck, right? The Harvey Dent line, I make my own luck. I really think that what's going on here is a little bit less savory than that. Let's read it one more time. Luck is not chance, it's toil. Fortune's expensive smile is earned. The father of the mine is that old-fashioned coin we spurned. I think in this poem, less of what we are doing is redefining the word luck, as opposed to simply redirecting the definition of luck. I think that what's going on here is a small adjustment to what the luck means, as opposed to saying that luck is fortune, that luck is destiny, which is kind of what luck is understood largely to be, right? It is only until cliche is brought in, it is not until cliche is brought in, I should say, that luck is something that is earned, as it is stated in this poem. But here's the thing. Emily Dickinson does not go as far as to tell us that luck is not real. Emily Dickinson has told us that that fortune's expensive smile is earned. This is to say, not just that luck is different than the whims of the stars, right? What it's really suggesting is that, yeah, you've got to put in the work. You have to earn that dollop of luck heaped upon your life. You have to get there through your toil. But at the end, that luck still might not show up. It might still be that you put in all of the work and you do not get there anyway. That is sort of uh, a rough idea to convey in a poem. That is sort of a rough idea to want to put onto paper, isn't it? As opposed to the sort of traditional understanding of luck that you could be walking down the street one day and luck your way in to a better life. What this poem is saying is you'd better be on your way to work. And not just on your way to work, you better know your work when you get to your job. And only then might it be that some little fortune favor might come into play and turn around what it is that you are doing with your life. That's not a very inspirational thought, is it? That if we flip this expression on our head, luck on its head, pardon me, luck being not just fortune, but luck being the product of toil. Toil still has to go right. Toil still has to be done. Toil still needs that break from fortune. Where does this fall in to the greater Emily Dickinson canon? When we think of Emily Dickinson and her poetry of the estranged, because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. Being estranged from death itself, being estranged from one of the only things in life that you can absolutely count on, that being death. I'm nobody, who are you? How does this poem fit into that greater canon of Emily Dickinson's work? The I died for beauty, but was scarce adjusted in the tomb. These poems of strangers. I think that the commentary there is stating simply that the individual becomes estranged over time due to toil. The individual, the speaker, the reader, any individuals in any of these poems, any individual in the world should be, by necessity, estranged, because that toil has to go into everything. You can't go through the toil and emerge on the other side happy-go-lucky. You can't go through the toil and emerge on the other side unaffected. You do not go through the toil and emerge on the other side the same you that went in. So this is saying that, I think, in a roundabout fashion, if you are one of these characters who is not estranged in some way, you can count on yourself to never catch that little bit of luck. Because if the toiling does breed estrangement into us, if the work of life itself is what makes us individuals, as opposed to the collective, as opposed to also ran, as opposed to run of the mill, if the work of life, whatever you define as your work, if that is what makes us weird, and Emily Dickinson seems to support the weird, only then can you hope, only through work and estrangement, only through becoming the individual, only through self-realization can you hope to strike on luck. It would be easy to say that, to forecast that Emily Dickinson here is looking at her work as poetry, and that strike bit of luck would be someone publishing her works, whether or not she referred to publication as the auction of the mind of man, which indeed she did. What else could luck be in these terms? And of course, that luck did not strike while Emily Dickinson was alive. But it did strike after she died. Emily Dickinson has lived for quite some time now through her poetry. Only through the immense toil through which she went. So I think that is a much broader, richer, and deeper interpretation of this poem than simply to say, hey, we make our own luck. If you like or appreciate this sort of thing, there's poetry on the channel every Monday. Hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, there's a lot going on the channel right now, A read-through of Dubliners by James Joyce is coming to a close. A read-along for the Fincavigia edition by Ernest Hemingway is just getting started. Holly by Stephen King, we're slowly matriculating through. As always, there's poetry every Monday, multiple poems a week right now. Bukowski owns the weekends for what that's worth, and I hope to have you back for the next one.